Hello, it's me, French Ted. My voice went a little bit gravelly then. And we are here for Wrestlemania Night 2. And I don't want to blow my own trumpet, but I genuinely think this might be one of the greatest shows I've ever booked. In terms of like the content and the details and the scripting. Yeah, I mean, I probably shouldn't have said that. I feel like I should leave that to you. But, yeah, just trust the process, have an open mind, and remember, this is the French Ted's WWE, not the real life WWE. Okay, but without further ado, let's go straight in to WrestleMania Night 2. And we kick off, as you can see, with the Andre the Giant Battle Memorial. I always say the wrong way around. Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. There we go. And we've just got a few select superstars. You know, normally there's like like 15, 20 people already in the ring. And then the last few get their own special entrances. So it makes sense that, you know, Ilya Dragunov is kind of like the wild pick. Damian Priest is like a sleeper favourite. And then Randy Orton is obviously the most popular man in this match. This is only a 20-man Battle Royal, just because we don't actually have that big. Well, we've got a big roster, but not like worth. I didn't want to throw jobbers in to risk lowering the score, but there's a healthy amount of NXT talent as well. I think there's a handful of NXT guys, and some of the people in this are people that we're probably going to call up. But I think I'm talking too much. Let's dive straight into the show. The first match is the Memorial Battle Royal. Let's go. And an 87, we will take that. Before we look at the winner and everything below, let's take a look at everyone who's in the Battle Royal. So we've got Randy Orton, Ilya Dragunov, Damian Priest, Sheamus, Solo Sikoa, Santos Escobar, Chad Gable, Montez Ford, Tyler Bate, Tama Tonga, Ludwig Kaiser, Bronson Reed, Pete Dunne, Joe Gacy, Julius Creed, Ricky Saints, Dexter Lumis, Buddy Murphy, Bo Dallas, and Gabe Kidd. And for some reason, Angelo Dawkins is on the side. And the winner, I mean, you guys can already see it, is Gabe Kidd. He makes one hell of an impact at WrestleMania. His debut at WrestleMania. Man's not even been on the main card yet. And he wins the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. I missed out the word memorial again, but I don't care. I didn't do any scripting for this one because it doesn't really matter too much. But what this does mean is that Gabe Kidd is now officially the first entrant in the Men's King of the Ring tournament, which can only mean one thing. It must mean that he's getting called up, which he is. So congratulations, Gabe Kidd. What an impact in your first match on the main roster. Spoiler alert for future episodes. I'm a big fan of Gabe Kidd. He's going to be getting storylines. You know, that's just fact. Although I want to change his picture because like I feel like there's a better one out there for Gabe Kidd. We'll see. But that can be for next episode. So yeah, starting off strong with an 87. But I feel like we're now in the real show. From now on, it's kind of the real matches. The ones we've actually been working towards. And we kick off with Roman Reigns and Dominik Mysterio. Of course, Roman Reigns was dumped out of the Royal Rumble by Dominik Mysterio. And then, you know, Dom was giving it all Billy Big Bollocks until Roman turned his attention to him. And then they had the Judgment Day versus Reigns and the Usos. And somehow, Dominik Mysterio scored a pin on Roman Reigns. And since then, Reigns has been hell-bent on getting revenge. And Dominik has been evading him like the plague, which unfortunately meant that every single male member of Judgment Day felt the wrath of Roman Reigns instead of Dom. But Dom is now on his own. It is one-on-one. It is official. Roman Reigns versus Dominik Mysterio. 93. Okay, not bad. I didn't think it would be this good, to be honest, especially the way I kind of booked it. But Roman Reigns gets the win. Of course he does. And let's be honest, he completely dominates. And that's no disrespect to Dominik Mysterio. It's just how the story has to go. So the bell rings and Dominik stays in the corner, you know, shaking his head, clearly hesitant to even partake in the match. He paces around nervously, avoiding any kind of eye contact with Roman Reigns, who just stands still in the center of the ring, arms crossed, just waiting for Dominik to even try and attack him. Eventually, though, Dom just rolls out the ring. The referee begins the 10 count. Roman steps forward out the ring, and Dominik quickly slides back in the ring, and then back out, and then back in. You can see where this is going. The crowd begin to boo. Roman's expression doesn't change. He knows that he will eventually get his hands on Dominik Mysterio. On the third trip round the ring, Roman finally explodes in anger. He's getting sick of waiting now, and he charges around the outside and spears Dominik Mysterio into the timekeeper's area. The crowd erupts. The match has finally begun. But from there, it is literally, and I mean literally, all Roman. He tosses Dominik into the ring post, then into the steel steps. He rolls him into the ring and stalks him like a lion stalks its prey. Dom is begging, he's trying to crawl away, but Roman grabs his wrist and yanks him to his feet and levels him with a mean Superman punch. Dominik, for one final act of desperation, slaps Roman in the chest, trying to do some kind of damage, but Roman just smiles. He pushes Dom against the ropes, hits him with a spear. Then Roman kneels beside Dom and thinks, this is too easy. He hoists Dom up one more time. A second spear. 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns wins at WrestleMania, and Dominik Mysterio finally gets taken out by the big dog. Yeah, fun story. This is the climax to it. Dominik just getting his ass handed to him. I mean, yeah. Post-match, though, Roman Reigns, he's all done. He's gone. He's gone up the ramp. Dominik Mysterio is still trying to get his breath back after being speared in half. And he's being helped up the ramp by the medical team when Finn, JD, and Carlito of the Judgment Day come out to show their support and their love towards Dom, who finally stepped up and faced Roman Reigns alone. But Dominik Mysterio doesn't want to hear anything from these guys. He pushes them all away, tells them to get lost, and storms off alone. They weren't there when he needed him most, which I assume was tonight at WrestleMania. So Dom is not happy with the Judgment Day. Where does that take us? Oh, we'll have to wait until the next episode, or maybe SmackDown, or whatever, because there might be a draft coming up. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, Dom not happy with the Judgment Day. Although, to be fair, the Judgment Day have gone weeks of not being happy with Dom. So, I think they're kind of even now. But following this, we have the men's United States title match. It is the red, white, and blue battle. Trick Williams, our champion, taking on Rusev, Kevin Owens, Carmelo Hayes, LA Knight, and Jacob Fatu. Let's not waste any more time, and let's dive into what I hope is going to be a really good match. A 100! Oh! Who would have thought that this would be our 100 match? What? That doesn't make sense. Why would this be our first 100? Oh no, this isn't our first 100. Don't worry. I just realised Royal Rumble was a thing. I think this is our first non-Royal Rumble 100, right? Wait, did the Elimination Chamber get 100? Oh, I don't know now. Either way, 100! We're just going to celebrate 100s no matter what. But let me break down the match for you before you kind of read who actually won. But as the bell rings, all six men, explode out the gate. Fatu steamrolls Trick Williams in the corner. Kevin Owens and LA Knight slug it out in the middle of the ring. And Carmelo Hayes flies off the top rope with a springboard and clotheslines everyone. Chaos is in full effect. Everyone kind of has their moment. Everyone gets a chance to hit their signature moves. But in the latter stages of the match, Kevin Owens hits a pop-up powerbomb on Jacob Fatu, completely taking him out. But then LA Knight tosses Kevin Owens out of the ring before he can even think about covering Jacob Fatu. Trick Williams then slides back into the ring and nails LA Knight with a trick shot. Carmelo then springboards out of nowhere with the nothing but net and takes out Trick Williams. And he can see that that Jacob Fatu is starting to climb to his feet. So he climbs up again, getting ready to hit him with a nothing but net. Melo climbs up. He's ready for that kill shot. The crowd are ready. They got their camera phones ready for that picturesque moment when Melo wins the US title. When suddenly, boom! Out of nowhere, Rusev flies in and hits a brutal matcha kick, catching Carmelo mid-air right in the face. Melo crashes down and folds like a fucking lawn chair. Rusev sees Fatu stumbling, pushes Fatu out the ring, drops to his knees and hooks the leg of Carmelo Hayes. 1, 2, 3. Rusev is our new United States champion in a 100 rated match. Rusev Day is back, ladies and gentlemen. He has only gone and done it. But yeah, awesome result here. I genuinely thought this was going to be like a 70-something, but knocked it out of the park. Multi-man matches is the way. That's the secret, everyone. Or just do Kenny Omega versus whoever. But following on from this, are we going to get more new champions? There's only one way to find out, and that is to continue with the show, where next up we have the Raw World Tag Team Championships. It is the champions New Day taking on the Usos, the War Raiders, and Los Garza. Los Garza have been building a lot of steam lately, but are they ready to step up on the main event stage? War Raiders, of course, former champions. They want that title back. New Day, fairly recent champions, but anything can happen at WrestleMania. And then, of course, the Usos are the Usos. You know, they're one of the best tag teams ever, as are the New Day, you could say. But yeah, let's not waste any time. I haven't got a script for this one, so we're just going to regularly react to this. But yeah, let's head straight in. And in an 88 5-star, 100 5-star match, it is the Usos who win the World Tag Team Championships. They defeat Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, Ivar and Eric, and Angel and Berto in a really good, chaotic, high spots match. And look at that. The match was so good that everyone, you get a popularity change. You get a popularity change. What a match. Love that. Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso are now our World Tag Team Champions. And what a day to be alive. The Usos are tag champions again. Who'd have thought? Yeah, not much to say about this one really, but just, you know, new champions. So Kofi and Xavier kind of wish they were on vacation now instead of defending at WrestleMania. But big shout out to Angel and Berto. They are MVPs. They're future stars. Mark my words. And yeah, we're going to continue with the show now, where we are heading, and we're sticking with Raw actually. We are heading for the Intercontinental Championship, and that is between the champion Karrion Kross, who won the belt at Elimination Chamber against Bron Brekker by, you know, to completely knocking him out cold. And of course, he's now facing Bron Brekker, who managed to not only get his revenge, or plan to get his revenge, but also managed to win a 7-pack challenge, despite still recovering from an injury, to earn this match. And what's more, he even forced it to become a no-holds-barred. So, yeah, this should be insane, and I'm looking forward to it. I think their Elimination Chamber match got like a 77 or something, if I remember correctly. So let's see if they can step up here. An 86, I will take it. And in fairly convincing fashion, if I'm going to be completely honest, Bron Brekker completely breaks Karrion Kross, winning his Intercontinental Championship again. These guys, you know, put on a great amount of effort. Scarlett was there to do what she can, but with it being no holds barred, you know, she tried to feed Karrion weapons. She tried to break the referee's count, but eventually Bron Brekker was just too much of that wild beast that they claim him to be, and has got his Intercontinental title back. So, what happens now? Does the story continue between Kross and Brekker? Because it seems like Karrion Kross has a plan bigger than the Intercontinental Championship. So we'll have to wait and see what happens in the coming weeks. But for now, we can celebrate and we can rest easy that Bron Brekker is our Intercontinental Champion yet again, with an 86 rated match, 81 match quality, 89 crowd reaction, and a big jump in popularity for Bron Brekker. I'd be really interested to see what his numbers actually are, because I think he's still listed as a mid-carder, but surely he's got like upper mid, level numbers. I don't know. We'll see. We're actually going to take a little break from the wrestling for a moment because Triple H has decided to turn up. The fans are shocked as Triple H's "Time to Play the Game" plays. He walks to the ring with purpose, mic in hand and a leather case under his arm. Triple H enters the ring, does, spits the water and all that stuff, and then he begins his promo. He says, "Wrestlemania is where legacies are forged and new eras begin. And tonight, we have something new for you. You see, speed is a weapon. It's not about size, it's about style. It's about pace. It's about impact. So, starting tonight, the WWE will officially introduce the Speed Division." Now, I bet you're all asking, what is the Speed Division? With the Speed Division, there are no weight limits. There are no restrictions. It's just pure, fast-paced, high-impact wrestling. It's a division for those who make the ring their racetrack, who move like lightning and hit like thunder. And of course, what's the new division without a new prize? He then turns and opens the leather case to reveal the official Speed Championship. Now, I do want to quickly preface before I continue this promo. Obviously, this is just the Speed title, but I'm repackaging the Speed title to actually be worth something, not just 3-minute matches. So remember, guys, open mind. Ignore what the Speed title is in real life. Think about what the Speed title can be and will be in my series. Triple H continues. He says this, as he holds it up above his head, is the WWE Speed Championship. A spiritual successor to the Cruiserweight title. But this is bigger. This isn't about limits. It's about redefining what's possible in this ring. And to crown the first champion, we're not just going to hand it out to the first person that grabs it. We're going to do what we do best. We're going to fight for it. So, starting next week, a tournament will begin. And the final match, crowning our new Speed champion, will take place at King and Queen of the Ring. A new legacy begins now. Let's see who's fast enough to grab it. So, that is our big announcement, something I've been cooking for a long ass time. We will now have an official Speed division. So, the way that the Speed division is going to work is there's no weight limit, so it's not like you got to be under 205 or anything like that. You just have to be a wrestler that fits the criteria of being, fast, impactful, maybe high flying, technically gifted, someone who can move quick. We don't want any slow fuckers, any hosses that can't move. So for example, let me try and think of someone. Andrade, for example. Andrade, I wouldn't say would ever qualify for the Cruiserweight title, but Andrade would be someone who could fit the Speed title because, he moves quick. He's a little technico, isn't he? Someone like that. But also, the Akira Tozawas, the Buddy Murphys, the Cedric Alexanders, all those kind of people. Javon Evans, if he ever comes up. People like that, perfect for the Speed division. And what's great about the Speed division is you're not locked to the Speed division. So you can be challenging for the Speed Championship one week, challenge for the United States title the other week, challenge for the world title the other week, It's kind of its own little entity within the umbrella of all the other belts. But yeah, we'll go into more detail about the Speed title and the Speed division further on down the line. But yeah, let's move on with the show. Let's get back to the wrestling. Shut the fuck up, Ted. Let's get on with it. And what match to get back to but the Women's Tag Team Championships. Black Tiger Mafia, our champions who have been kind of running the show since they won the belt, taking on the former champions Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. TLC action. I enjoyed booking this one. So, yeah, sit back and relax and enjoy what I'm about to tell you. 87! Ay! Sorry, I was just afraid that this was going to be like a 64 or something. But 4-star, 87. Mwah. Liv was struggling by breath. Raquel was struggling by... What is your stamina? Come on, guys. I mean, it doesn't matter because Black Tiger Mafia retain. But let's go through the play-by-play just so everyone knows what is going on. So, the bell rings and it is just immediate bedlam in this TLC match. Ladders and chairs are introduced early. All 4 women are just swinging for the fences. Kelani Jordan uses her agility to leap over chair swings from Liv, while Michin brawls with Raquel on the outside of the ring. Raquel hoists a table and sets it up at ringside where Dumas is lurking, keeping an eye on her girls. You know, occasionally she'll hand a weapon in or pull them out of danger. You know, she's there just to kind of spot everyone, make sure that Black Tiger Mafia are on top. Midway through the match, though, Dumas climbs to the apron to stop Liv from ascending the ladder. But Liv swings at her, and Dumas ducks, yanking her down, until Raquel Rodriguez launches from across the ring with a huge shoulder barge that knocks Dumas off the apron. But Liv and Raquel have realised, hold on, if we take her out, then it's 2-on-2. So unfortunately, it's not over for Dumas. Liv then drags Tatiana to the outside and lays her across the ringside table that Raquel set up earlier in the match. She shouts to Raquel, and Raquel hesitantly kind of nods and goes, yeah, fuck it, why not? She climbs the turnbuckle and hits a monstrous splash off the top rope to the outside, putting Dumas through the table. The crowd erupts with holy shit chants. Dumas is out. Officials rush to check on her to make sure that everything is okay. But back in the ring, though, it's now a 2-on-2 situation. Raquel and Michin are just slugging it out as Liv begins to climb the ladder. Kelani then springboards from the top ropes all the way over to the ladder, catching it and drop kicking Liv off. Kelani is just on it. She's the MVP of this match by a mile. Raquel then hoists Kelani up for a powerbomb, but Michin just leaps in with a huge steel chair shot to the back of Raquel Rodriguez, staggering her. Kelani then twists her body in midair and hits a hurricanrana on Raquel into a ladder that's been propped up in the corner. Raquel looks like she's out. With everyone down and out, Kelani sees the opportunity and starts to climb. Michin then holds off Liv by holding her down with a few chair shots and then essentially just laying on top of her. Kelani eventually reaches the top, unhooks the titles, and they have won. Black Tiger Mafia continues to reign supreme in the women's tag division. Love that. Yeah, some really good stuff. I mean, everyone putting in huge. A major spot brought the match to another level. That was obviously Tatiana going through the table. And thankfully, I think that helped boost all of these scores here. So an 87 is really good for this match, and I've got nothing but high hopes for all of these women, to be honest. Maybe not Raquel, but for the rest of them, I think Liv needs to, needs some wins under her belt. So we'll see how we do that. But I think it's now co-main event time, don't you? And starting with the Women's World Championship match, Rhea Ripley, our dominant champion, versus Asuka, who earned her opportunity at Elimination Chamber by beating her Damage Control teammates, who honestly have been nothing but supportive of her since she has won that belt. All of them doing everything they can to make sure that Asuka gets an advantage going into this match. So let's not waste any more time. Let's dive straight into our Women's World Title match. And again, we've got a play-by-play, so sit back and enjoy. But first, we got a 100! 2 100s. I told you this was the best card I've ever booked, and I'm hoping the main event will be at 100 as well. But yeah, huge match. Both women gaining in popularity. But yeah, ignore who's won at the bottom. Do your best to ignore that. There's no way I can hide it. Let me just put my... There you go. You can't see who it is now. But yeah, let's just go into the play-by-play. So all of Damage Control are ringside, watching silently, supporting their girl Asuka. Rhea Ripley doesn't trust that all of Damage Control are out here. She reckons that they're out to get her and they're going to do something to screw her over. So every time Asuka rolls to the outside or buys herself a breather, Rhea's eyes suddenly dart to Dakota Kai, Io Sky and Kairi Sane, who aren't always stood on the same side of the ring. You know, her focus is completely fractured. You know, she's trying to keep an eye on Asuka as well as everything on the outside. Asuka takes advantage of this, you know, by hitting some precise strikes with sharp kicks, loads of combos, but Rhea keeps using the strength that she has to power through and make some space. Around mid-match, Asuka goes for a missile dropkick, but Rhea catches her in mid-air and turns it into a spike powerbomb. But Rhea, she just can't stay focused on Asuka as she continually mouths off to people on the outside. While she's holding Asuka into a submission, she's looking at Dakota and saying, "I can see what you're doing. I know what you're up to." You know, completely distracted, which allows Asuka to slip out of these holds. Eventually, though, Rhea can't take it anymore. She rolls to the outside and shoves Kairi to the ground. The referee calls Rhea back into the ring, saying, "Hey, that's not on. You can't be doing that." Kairi, playing victim, is like, "Oh, she hurt me. She hurt me." Rhea then threatens Dakota Kai and says, "You're next if you carry on." As she rolls back into the ring, Dakota Kai gets up on the apron and says, "Ref, did you hear what she was saying? Come on, we can't be having that." And completely distracting the referee, which is all Asuka needed. She then lands a surprise spinning back fist to the side of Rhea Ripley's head. And then another. And then another. And then another. Rhea Ripley begins to wobble. She's still on her feet, refusing to fall. She tries to shake off these back fists. Eventually, Asuka screams a battle cry, kind of hulks up a little bit, and she hits two more vicious spinning back fists. The last one cracking Rhea right in the jaw. Rhea then slumps down to her knees. Asuka then immediately kind of like wraps herself round Rhea Ripley, dropping her into the Asuka lock. Tight, wrenching, like a fucking anaconda, just, squeezing the life out of their opponent. Not brutal. I mean, it is brutal, but Rhea starts thrashing around, literally as if she's trying to escape for her life. And slowly, the thrashing becomes slower and less frequent, and she begins to fade. And the referee is close. He's checking on Rhea. He's tapping her on the arm. He's shaking her hand. Rhea Ripley has passed out. The ref calls it. Asuka is our new WWE Women's World Champion in a 100 rated match. And of course, it doesn't end there, because post-match, Damage Control celebrate the win with Asuka. The bell rings. Damage Control enter the ring. Io Sky has the title in hand. She fastens it around Asuka's waist. Kairi Sane lifts up Asuka's arm in the air, beaming with pride and joy. Dakota Kai pulls her into a tight hug, whispering something in her ear, which causes Asuka to laugh and shed a tear. The camera closes in on Asuka, Dakota Kai, Io Sky and Kairi Sane. The Empress has claimed her throne. Damage Control stand united with the Women's World title in hand. Now, I bet some of you thought someone was going to turn on someone, but no. Damage Control, they kicked Bayley out. We can't kick another one out. And let's be honest, Bayley was the odd one out. Dakota Kai is technically the odd one out now, but she also isn't, if that makes sense. Yeah. Either way, huge match, massive result. Match of the night. Forget the men's United States match. Rhea Ripley, Asuka match of the night. But that could all be trumped by our main event. And this is a much longer play-by-play. So please bear with me and enjoy what I think would be an insane WrestleMania main event in real life. Gunther, the Ring General, the WWE World Heavyweight Champion versus the men's Royal Rumble winner, Drew McIntyre. These two guys are going to give everything, and I cannot wait to see what happens. So I'm just going to click this button. Shall we head to the main event of night 2? I can't hear you. I'm not doing that. Let's just move on. And it is a 100! I knew it would be. 91 match quality, 100 rating. I'm just going to completely ignore what it says here. Let's get straight into the play-by-play. The bell rings. There's no circling. There's no feeling out moments. These two men immediately meet each other in the center of the ring. Slap! Gunther cracks Drew across the chest with the first of many of his deadly slaps. Drew then immediately fires back with a Glasgow kiss to the skull of Gunther. This is only 30 seconds in and it's already war. The two men trade chops that echo throughout the stadium, each one louder than the last. Gunther's chest is welting. Drew's neck is like bulging with redness. Neither man backs down. The crowd are loving it. Gunther tries to ground Drew with a sleeper hold, but Drew uses his brute strength to power out and hits Gunther with a really slow, really dense deadlift suplex, crashing Gunther to the mat as he rolls out of the ring to try and get his breath back. But Drew, he knows that's just Gunther being Gunther, so Drew immediately gives chase and bam! Gunther was just playing possum, the mind games. Gunther, remember, he's the ring general. He's a genius. He was playing possum and boots Drew over the announce table, giving himself a little bit more time. As they eventually get back in the ring though, Gunther takes control, targeting Drew McIntyre's knees with precision. You know, if you take out the knees, he can't stand up, he can't run, he can't hit his claymore. Very smart thinking from Gunther. So he's targeting those knees, dragon screws, stomps, a single leg crab wrenching Drew. But Drew's not going to tap to that. He's not going to give up. Drew slowly begins to fight back and he hits a mean neck breaker on Gunther. The two men are laying there when suddenly Drew McIntyre kips up. He hobbles a little, stumbles to his feet and gets into the corner ready for a claymore, which is avoided because Gunther's a smart boy. Gunther then immediately plants Drew McIntyre with a power bomb. 1, 2, no! Drew McIntyre kicks out. Gunther thinks, no, this is it, I'm done. He climbs to the top rope and goes to hit one of his big top rope splashes, but Drew gets his knees up and then out of nowhere springs up and hits a mean claymore. 1, 2, Gunther's turn to kick out. These men are giving everything. Both of them exhausted, laying backs on the mat, eyes glazed, and the crowd chanting, "This is awesome," to these two men who are literally giving everything they've got. The referee begins his count as the two men are flat on their back. Almost perfectly in sync, they slowly rise, and as they rise, they're exchanging fists, chops, headbutts. Then Gunther kind of reels back and slaps Drew across the face, echoing around the arena, and it's one of his chest slaps, connects with Drew. Drew's head almost gets ripped off with the impact. Gunther then yells something at Drew in German and goes for the powerbomb again, but Drew immediately counters and slams Gunther with a future shock DDT. He then signals for the claymore. He's winding it up. He runs and boom! Gunther flattens Drew McIntyre with one of the meanest lariats that I've ever seen. JBL would be proud. Gunther then lifts up Drew. He's foaming from the mouth. Lifts him up, powerbomb. Lifts him up, powerbomb. Lifts him up, powerbomb. 1, 2, 3. Gunther is still our WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And my throat is knackered. I'm just going to take a sip of my drink while you guys just take a break. Oh, 100 crowd reaction. 91 match quality. Let's be honest. 100 match quality. And a 100 overall. Apologies if you heard my gulp. I was leaning over the mic then. And that is the end of WrestleMania. Or is it? Gunther clutches his title. Bloody chest rising and falling as he basks in his victory. He steps out of the ring, walking slowly up the ramp. No theatrics, no dominance. Gunther has come. He's done what he said he was going to do. He's going home. In the ring, Drew McIntyre is still stirring, trying to sit up and struggling, really feeling the effects of the match. When suddenly we hear the sound of a motorcycle revving all across the arena. Rum, rum, rum. Rolling by Limp Bizkit suddenly starts playing in the arena. Keep rolling, 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 rolling. Keep rolling, 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 rolling. Move in and move out. Hands up, hands down. Back up, back up. Tell me what you want to do. Yeah, you know what I mean. The crowd erupts. It can't be, can it? It is. The Undertaker is here. Leather jacket, bandana, sunglasses, but no motorbike. He's a little bit too old to be riding that around now. He paces slowly, emotionless, eyes fixed on the WrestleMania ring. Gunther is taken back. He pauses halfway up the ramp. Taker meets Gunther and stares him down. There's a huge amount of intensity right now. Gunther doesn't flinch. If anything, he clutches onto his world title a little bit tighter. What is this? Some kind of passing of the torch or a warning? The Undertaker looks at Gunther, looks at the title, and pats Gunther on the chest, and then turns his gaze back towards the ring. Drew is on his knees now, still reeling from the match that he endured and completely baffled by what the hell is going on. The Undertaker enters the ring and offers Drew McIntyre a hand. Drew takes it and stands eye to eye with the Undertaker. When suddenly the Undertaker grabs Drew McIntyre by the throat and choke slams him, crashing to the mat like thunder. Undertaker then takes a knee and kneels beside Drew McIntyre, looking at him, and he slowly grabs him by the back of the head and lifts him back up. What the hell is happening? Another choke slam. The Undertaker choke slams Drew McIntyre for a second time, and that time looked painful. Drew's eyes are closed. It looks like he is out cold. Gong! The famous Undertaker gong hits. The lights suddenly crackle and dim. Fog begins to creep from the stage area when we see 4 hooded figures appear, wheeling a casket down the ramp. The camera crew quickly catch up to them, and we can see that Drew McIntyre's name has been scratched into the casket. Not written, not stamped. Literally, someone's got a knife and scratched Drew McIntyre on the lid of the casket. We cut back to Taker, who is now on one knee, and his eyes begin to roll to the back of his head. He then grabs Drew by the wrist and drags him slowly to the ropes. Drew's body is limp. It's lifeless. Just like Cheryl Cole's hair. If anyone gets that reference, I love you. The Undertaker then rolls him off of the apron and right into the open casket and slams the lid shut. Gong! The lights go out. Drew McIntyre has just been buried. And that is how we end WrestleMania Night 2 with a 99 rating. If you could see me now, I have got the biggest smile on my face. And I'm going to offer no explanation to that main event segment. You will all just have to wait and see. And I really hope you enjoyed it. I don't like, please don't hate on me. But yeah, let's just recap the matches and such of this. So Gabe Kidd wins the Memorial Battle Royale, meaning he is the first official entrant in the King of the Ring tournament. Roman Reigns completely decimates Dominik Mysterio. Not much to say there, except that Dominik Mysterio doesn't seem happy with his Judgment Day teammates. It's Rusev Day once again as he wins the red, white and blue battle as he becomes the new United States champion. The Usos win the World Tag Team Championship, and who knows, maybe this is what the Raw Tag Team division needs. A little bit of mix-up, a little bit of title hopping, who knows. Bron Brekker straight up wins and defeats Karrion Kross, but is that the end of Karrion Kross and his pursuit of Bron Brekker? We'll have to wait and see. We take a little break from the action as Triple H unveils the new Speed division, along with a Speed title and a Speed tournament. God, you guys are being treated way too much. Heading back to the matches, though, in an amazing 87 rated TLC match, way better than I think anyone thought it was going to be. Kelani Jordan retrieved the belts, meaning that Black Tiger Mafia are still our WWE Tag Team Champions. And then what I think is probably one of the matches of the weekend, Rhea Ripley versus Asuka, as Asuka wins and becomes the new Women's World Champion, with all of Damage Control celebrating her win. What a moment for these women. And then the main event. I mean, what is there to say about the main event? 6-star match. 6-star match. Give them 6 stars. Gunther, Drew McIntyre, they left it all in the ring, but Gunther comes out on top. And then, of course, what the hell is this? I mean, surely we're going to need to learn more about this. And, like what? The Undertaker returns to target Drew McIntyre. I don't even know what to say. So I think it's best I say nothing. So let's end the show and let's just head back to the office. We'll take a look at some emails. We'll take a look at a few other things. What did we want to look at? I wanted to look at Bron's popularity. That's what I wanted to look at mostly. And we need to go and unretire the Speed belt. So yeah, we'll do that together as well. And while we're at it, let's bring Gabe Kidd up because he's earned it, I guess. We're just waiting for, this to catch up with us. So I'm just going to keep talking. Oh, there we go. We're back. 8 email items. Let's start here. So WrestleMania makes a ton of money. Less ticket sales this time around, but a lot more. Oh, that's because we had the Battle Royale. Promotional War, of course, we're definitely better. Although, what did we lose? We lost on skill. We've got a 91. They got a 92. And we lost on cool factor. And then with New Japan, we won everything except cool factor. And apparently TJPW is building the company around Mizuki. Nice. And whoa, Shinsuke Nakamura's been here for 5 minutes and he's won the International Championship. We need to take a look at that. Hold on a second. Let's go all the way to the bottom because that's where these big matches will be. AEW Dynasty. Just look at title matches. Tony Storm's won. Ospreay and Bryan Danielson are tag champions. What? Kenny Omega beat Daniel Garcia, who will be with us in 3 weeks. Okada is still champion. Why is Bryan Danielson in 3 matches? That's silly. But Shinsuke Nakamura is the new international champion. Go on, Shinsuke. Anything else here we want to look at? No. Although WrestleMania's here, a 99. What did they get? An 80. Ha! But yeah, what did we want to look at? We wanted to look at Bron. So Bron, who has his title back. 73. Yeah, those are big boy numbers. Oh, here's an upper mid carder. Okay. Let's just go to developmental. Our boy Gabe Kidd. He is now main roster ready. So let's recall and let's put him as a mid carder. Boom. Gabe Kidd is now on the main roster. And I think that might be everything. No, it's not. I just remembered. Titles. Inactive. So I thought about redoing this because I think it looks a bit silly. But at the same time, I think I might just leave it because it doesn't matter too much. So it should now be here. There it is. And it's currently vacant. Good. Oh, Andrade is a former champion. Wow. Cool. Oh, and Ricochet. Nice. We've never looked at this prestige. 91, 78, 26, damn, 60, 71, 76. Go on, women's champ. 57, 76. Nice. 94. Go on, Gunther. Nice. That's really cool. What else do we actually have here? Because we could have done the Cruiserweight title, but I didn't want to do that. Where is the Speed title? Let's take a look at it. Do you think there's any more Speed images? Let's just type in Speed. Okay, no, there's no custom Speed title. I might see if there's any cool customized ones out there, and I'll obviously credit whoever I steal it from. But yeah, the Speed title is live and must be the create brand name. Oh, they're in capitals. This has to be in capitals. Speed. I think it's a B brand, but I'm going to mark it as an A brand. And I'm assuming there was a Speed show. There we go. Oh, that might need updating, but hey ho. So we've now got Raw, SmackDown, and Speed. That X can do one, but it doesn't matter that much. It ain't that deep. But yeah, that is... I think that's everything. If you're still here, thank you. I had so much fun booking WrestleMania, especially night 2. And I really hope that you guys also had fun watching my WrestleMania shows. It means a lot that you guys support me and enjoy the videos. When I first started making like just YouTube videos in general for wrestling sims, it was mostly just to hold myself accountable, because I'd always come up with ideas that I enjoyed, but I would never properly play the game because I was like, what's the point? So putting these on YouTube for me initially was just holding myself accountable and making sure that I kind of follow through with everything that I have fun creating. And you guys have turned it into just a really fun channel that I know I've dipped out of every now and then, but life gets in the way. And I'm sorry, but life is more important than uploading videos. But I'm in a good place right now. I'm in a good position. I'm enjoying this. And I really hope that you guys are enjoying too. And we can kind of view this as like a season 1 finale or like a season 0.5, because we only started in January. And yeah, the real fun starts now. We're going to be calling up a bunch of people, sending a few down, changing the rosters up, building new tag teams, because that's a division that needs work. We've obviously got the Speed division as well to play with. Yeah, things are going to get cuckoo bananas, as one of my friends would say. But yeah, that is it. Thank you very much for watching. I think this is my favourite event I've ever booked. I really hope you guys did enjoy it. Please, as always, like, comment, subscribe, share, and I will see, hopefully, as many of you as possible in the next one.